Last week on Flight Room TV.
You tell, you know, you can actually, a lot of people will tell you a lot about themselves because it's
Hell
like,
yeah.
because at the end of the day, it's like, the truth is the truth. But if you're the type of person that wants to side with your team, then that's a person that's not really concerned with the truth. That's a person who's concerned with, their ego or their feelings, or, what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's never, the truth is unbiased at the end of the day. And I think, these situations kind of expose that in a lot of people,
Our clones. Have you seen this meme before? Like how all these joints look the same. They call them templates. Like there's a template to make the same bitch over and over and over and over.
So they're not the same person?
Nah. Ostracized because they can't help their urges.
But the thing is, right here is like, even the fact that you would try to change it to minors attracted person, like it's like you trying to water the shit down, because if you would just say people who like adults who are sexually attracted to children, that shit would sound wild. So now you gotta turn it and make it sound nice and some minor attracted persons. But even right there, the fact that you playing with words lets you know that what I'm saying, that shit ain't right. So K-pop characters,
those could be clones.
Them motherfuckers don't even look human. Like they don't look like they have a soul in their bodies. like them
robots.
Niggas, they look like straight robots. Like
just dancing and singing.
Children, they was like, forget your dreams, forget your natural inclinations, nigga. You're gonna fucking dance and you're gonna sing, and them niggas just be turned into like robots. Like that's how them little K-pop niggas be coming across. Like you don't think them K-pop dudes is kind of creepy? Let's be real, bro. No K-pop niggas be looking creepy.
I mean, it's messed up because like
the actual life was lost.
Actual life was lost, and then people using that to push like a certain agenda,
political,
a political agenda on both sides.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? This type of justice is supposed to happen, but people aligning themselves on both sides of the party is messed up. I don't like it. Just like a half an egg. Like injecting I don't know what he's injecting with.
I honestly do believe we gotta have rules in society, because when you let people just be on some do whatever you want type shit, then that's when we turn into Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
this is some Sodom and Gomorrah shit right there.
Yes, it is.
And if anything, if it tells you that this is the direction that we going on in society because of the more quote unquote liberation that everybody's under, then it's like, wow. Now look, it's like, gay marriage is like, okay, well, what, I love children, what, so I can't marry a child? Like, what's wrong with, what I'm saying? It's like, that's what opens the door for that shit. No, I don't believe in that whole concept of producing too much, because I'll be thinking like, in order for us all to, I feel like all living forms is meant to like share this life, share this world, this universe's existence. So it's like mother, what I'm saying? It's like the creator would not allow all life to exist if it wasn't enough for all life to exist. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be enough abundance for all life. Like the creator would not allow something to be born that couldn't sustain itself. The only reason why it seems like there's not enough is because of man. The creator is always going to make sure that every life form is a child of the creator. So it's like, how you going to sit there and tell me that the creator didn't create enough resources for all of his children? It don't make no fucking sense.
Clone Aid actually said they already cloned a baby, and there was actually like a couple in West Virginia said they was willing to pay $500,000 to clone their dead son.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would probably say what's worse is probably a stupid person filled with confidence.
I'm with you.
Just because like you don't like a stupid person filled with confidence they can influence. You know what I'm saying? They can influence somebody into, just because you have confidence. People who have confidence, people tend to look up to. You know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, I wish I can. You know what I'm saying? They become envious, and just because so you might be dumb as fuck, saying some dumb ass shit, and then just because you confident, people will follow on behind you, and that's a bad thing to have.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of like what stem cells is though? Like, why would you want like stem cell rejuvenation when it like comes from something that's already deceased, kind of, for
But
real.
isn't that the same thing as getting a heart transplant, a kidney transplant, a lung transplant?
Right.
Right.
It could come from an evil person.
Yeah, that's true, and I definitely have. As far as the case, I mean, it's good. If the guys, they pretty much just made an assumption, they killed them off an assumption, and that's murder straight up. So justice was served in this situation, and hopefully justice is served in other situations. But we know this shit ain't perfect. It's always going to be another person who should have been convicted that's going to get off. It's going to be another innocent person that's going to get locked up. We're dealing with humans, man. Ain't nothing.
But culture beef is harvesting muscle cells from a living cow and then making pretty much beef out of that stuff. So you actually growing the shit out of petri dishes.
Please understand, we hate that somebody had to lose their life. And we do feel as though, those guys being convicted, that is a plus. But what we are talking about is that narrative that is unfortunately being
just the people using this. At the end of the day, he passed, but it's like everybody's using these people who's passed as like opportunities to propel themselves.
Right.
And it's kind of sad, but that's literally like it's almost like there's nothing more valuable than like someone who dies in the like Black Lives Matter battle.
You almost don't.
I'm not against new age science, quote unquote, but human beings have been existing for billions of fucking years. Like it's like, why the fuck do we need to change?
You think it's off and on?
What you mean?
We've been existing off and on billions in the years.
I mean, nigga, somebody had to be fucking somebody for us to still be here.
A professor with the regular, wife and kids, the whole picket fence, or it's going to come from, that type of sexuality background.
Yeah, I think the fact that it came from somebody trans, I think it makes sense because,
you're bending too many rules, brother.
I mean, and exactly, and it also, I think movies, TV shows, commercials. You ever see those Taco Bell commercials where they be trying to like play on the conspiracy theory shit?
Yeah, they use the eye.
Yeah, I'm like,
the whole time, the whole Taco Bell like eye is a reptilian eye.
Oh,
you repeat
on
that?
Top of that, okay. Did you see? Sayings like "my truth" and "your truth" and shit like that. Then anything can be the fucking truth to anybody. We can tell that. It's like, nigga, I'm a pink fucking flamingo, and I can't tell you you're wrong because that's your truth. It's like that's the world we living in right now. So it's like so obviously a motherfucker will,
right.
If he wants to say, hey, who are you to just because I am attracted to minor persons doesn't mean that I'm a bad guy. It's like that type of shit. It's like, it's like who's to say your sin is greater than the next person?
Right.
But the thing is that when we create so much, do what you want, do what you feel, then that's going to always leave the door open for us an extreme. That's why you seen the hold on real quick. You seen Young Dolph's like one of his last videos before he passed, right?
His album was Paper Chase Illuminati.
Oh yeah, exactly. But one of his videos, the nigga was like, what's the name of that joint? Talking to my scale. Yeah. Exactly, but I didn't even pick up on it. It's so weird. I didn't even pick up on it. I watched that video and it never clicked.
And 9 times out of 10, correct me if I'm wrong, the most urges, if you have an urge for something, that means like you aren't like technically in
grounded.
Control. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't in control or like of what it is that like that urge is overwhelming you. You are not in control.
Like you submit to it.
But even and here's another question, man. Like even the fact that it's coincidental that Young Dolph kind of like started, right before he passed, he started fucking with that shit. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that just connecting the dots, it seemed kind of strange. And did you know that what's the name? He's cousins with what's the name that died last year? Juice WRLD. Him and Juice WRLD is cousins.
They cousins?
They cousins, nigga. Him and Juice WRLD is cousins.
They from like different parts of the fucking.
What parent is like, nah, go ahead, marry my 8-year-old son? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what parent is willing to give a child up to a fucking adult? You know what I'm saying? Like, no parent is willing to do that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how is that even a thing? Like, for you to even be a pedophile, you damn near got to, not even damn near, you got to sneak and do that fucking shit. So how we out here talking about some, trying to destigmatize it. Like, nigga, it's in your instinct as a parent to protect your child. Why the fuck would you, like, how is that a destigma? Like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is that a negative stigma towards something that no fucking parent would just give their child away to an adult for sex? Don't even make no fucking sense.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, even JKC Bro said again, he said, you guys heard of all presidents were related by blood.
Yep.
I don't know about Trump, but yeah, it's crazy. Like, even Obama was related to the Bushes.
To the Bushes, yep.
Like, come
on. A lot of these I don't know, universities and these
all these progressive professors and shit.
Yeah, and then like who funds these universities? You know what I'm saying? Like these big government agencies fund these universities and, you know, give them all these you know, government grants and stuff like that. And you come up with these terms, or you come up with these new political science, you know what I'm saying? Like they always find a way. I mean, these people are kind of pretty much shaping the landscape of society pretty much. But isn't that kind of like cloning? If you making sure you're keeping in what's that called? Like eugenics.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's because they was talking about that with the blue bloods.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying that basically these niggas knew who they were, so in order to keep the agenda going, they had to keep reproducing with each other, because if they let, you know, it's almost like if they let a non-evil energy into their circle, then it could corrupt the agenda. So it's
sorry.
No, you good.
A lot of people, when they hear the word pedophile, they automatically assume that means sex offender. Who wouldn't? That isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions. What am I reading right now?
What is he talking about?
They have to. They gotta keep that shit together. There was that Secret Rulers joint was explaining that. I told you that was one of the first videos I seen that like opened my mind up to all this shit. It was like, it literally said that like the royal, you know, the powers that be in the world, they keep having kids with each other, so they don't allow nobody else to infiltrate their shit.
And that's why a lot of them have like blood diseases too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like hemophiliacs and
The Old Dominion was probably like, hey, this ain't a good look. Like
especially in Norfolk.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's a little too woke for us over here.
Right. Try that shit over there.
Yeah, try
Northern California.
Yeah, go to USC with that shit.
Go that way.
Bush even saying like we should watch out for like cloning, like private clone companies and stuff like that. He was telling the Senate to like, you know, we ain't doing this. George Bush.
Like this whole like, as a matter of fact, yeah, fuck this shit. Like,
right.
Yeah, this yeah, man, fuck.
You've been trying to understand the shit of this.
Yeah, this is we just gave some time to a sicko. Fuck them. I'm sorry, y'all. No respect
mentally
for me,
unstable
no respect
person.
for me. Like, how dare you even?
There's a company called CRISPR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going off their Wikipedia. What's called gene editing. It's like when you can actually, you know, create your traits. So many ways you can look at this whole crypto stuff. Like it could be a trap by the government, or it could be it could be our freedom from, you know, the US dollar that, you know, is backed by nothing at all. So
and who knows, Odell might be like, you know,
a plant.
Exactly.
Crypto plant.
Not even going to say crypto plant, but he's like, you know, a tool of influence.
This is the guy, the head of that cult.
Tell me this nigga don't look creepy as shit though. Like he don't look like he be like, would you trust that guy?
And he holding on to that damn hair. Leave that shit alone. Give it up.
Unique styles too. I will say that when 3 6 first came out, never heard nobody sound like them. Bone Thugs, still no one's duplicated that sound to this day. So
and everybody, you know, try to say the Migos, you know, adapted that sound.
They didn't.
From Bone, what they call it?
The triple what do they call it? Triple time, some shit like that. That rhyming style. But them 3 6 niggas was rapping like that, man. Tay Rock, like some of them niggas back in the day, you'll literally listen to their raps.
Lord Infamous and
Lord Infamous, yeah. You listen to their raps, and literally almost how all these niggas rap now. They was doing all that shit back in like 94, 95.
Yo.
Typed in DuckDuckGo cloning companies that's traded on the stock market, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I gotta watch his Drink Champs because he said they messed with it like one time, you know, in they attic, and just because they was rapping, you know, about their lives, they put it in that one song. But he also was saying like all the stuff like in this album art came from the label. Like he learned after the fact, you know what I mean? As he got older, he's like, oh shit, like this, they was putting that shit on us. So
Wow.
So, but then again, now you say that. Now, what did you think about that whole Travis Scott?
Travis
Scott
shit,
may
yeah.
not have known what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? He may not have known. So that's a good example.
They cloned the first what was a sea urchin in 1884.
Okay,
imagine the technology that came out between.
Okay, but you ain't even talking. We ain't even talking about Egypt and all these like ancient civilizations.
Yeah, that's probably the way all of them fucking dog heads and regular bodies.
Exactly.
And stuff,
so all these exactly. We should all, our whole intention to exist is to create a better life for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just for ourselves, because we're all part of the same system. Like my actions today could affect another man's children. You know what I'm saying? Or another woman's, you know, like how I raise my kids is going to affect, you know what I'm saying, somebody I've never met before. I'm like, it's going to affect how their kids, you know what I'm saying, reach their retirement plan. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, it's like how I raise my kids. If I create trash people, they're going to fucking fuck up other people. You know what I'm saying?